Check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2. Check, 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 check. 2. Most High in Christ. Shit. Check, check, check. We good. If y'all can hear me clear out there in the YouTube or Facebook land, if you give me a 1 in the chat, Baba Kusha, that indicate that you can hear us clearly coming through. The audio is toward Baba Kusha. All right. And with that, I'm priest and officer of 5,000 Zion Yalla of Fayetteville, North Carolina. I also be conducting Sabbath service with my brother that's beside me, officer of 1,000 Kawal Yahawada. We out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. If you know anything about the ISUPK, you know that we hold true to the traditions of old, the tradition of our forefathers, and we keep these things guarded, you know what I'm saying, and remembering to honor, you know what I'm saying, the priests and prophets that came before us. And you know what I'm saying, we do this under the leadership of Commander Junior Hunter. You know what I'm saying, started at 1 West 125th Street, Hall, New York. Once again, we're in Fayetteville, North Carolina, 205 West Russell Street, Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we're about to conduct the Sabbath service, if I may. Yes, Lord. Got somebody. So upon Yahquadam, that means stand and turn forward towards the east. And we're going to say the prayers in the Hebrew and in the English. So
it's the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malathoka, Daba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Baharataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Nakam, Kal, Yawam, Basalaknawa, Kababathinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kababathinawa, Wala'ah, Tabi'ayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hayashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwith, Waha'ala, Wahaparth, Lawalumya, Aman.
Amen. The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it.
Water, sir. It's a prayer for the power. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
by Shimi Hawashah, Baba Kusha, Nathanawa, Hakak, Hakak, La Pa'ah, Kal Maka'al, Akal Marawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarian, Hakak, La Hakwiyam, Hamathayam, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, by Shimi Hawashah, the Water Aman.
prayer for the power in English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it.
Prayer for the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Maka Allah?
Why Maka Allah?
Why Alahayim?
Why Lahayim?
Watazabiyah?
Watazabiyah.
Alawap Yahana?
Alawapia.
Ha Alawapia?
Alawapia.
Hasaranyam?
Hasaranyam.
Hakwatazayoyam?
Hakwatazayoyam.
Hakwatazayoyo?
Hakwatazayoyo.
Why Akwathia?
Why Akwathia.
Yahweh?
Yahweh.
Why Shim Yahweh Shai?
Why Shim Yahweh Shai.
The water man.
The water man. Blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it.
This is Psalms 121. Aisha Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahaharyam,
Ahaharyam,
Mahayan,
Mahayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Izaria,
Izaria,
Ma'ayin,
Ma'ayin,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shemayim,
Shemayim,
Waharatiza, Ayathan,
Ayathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Ragalka,
Ragalka,
Al-Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hanala'ah,
Hala'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashun,
Yayashun,
Shawamor,
Shawamor,
Yasha Allah,
Yasha Allah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Ayad,
Ayad,
Yamyaka,
Yamyaka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashemash,
Hashemash,
Lakaka,
Lakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Balayala,
Balayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makarai,
Makarai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Athnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza Atka,
Taza Atka,
Waba'aka,
Waba'aka,
Mayata,
Wayata,
Wala Ayalam.
Light our way long. This is the book of Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from which comes my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yashala shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
This is Psalms 83 in Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dami Alakah, Al-Takarash, Wa-Al-Tashakwat, Al, Kayahana, Awabyaka, Yawamam, Yawan, Ra'ash, Alamakah, Yaramwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Yatai Waza, Al-Tazapanwaka, Amara, Lakawa, Wakakiram, Magawaya, Wala Ayazakar, Shamka, Yasha Allah, Awada, Kaya, Naiwataza, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Bariyath, Yakaratwa, Alaya, Arawam, Wam Yashamai, Alayam, Mawa Abba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wamawan, Wamalak, Palashath, Am Yashabia, Tazawur, Gam Ashawur, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarwai, Labanya Lawat, Selah, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasasara, Kayabian, Banakor, Kwashwan, Nashamadua, Bayandara, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama'a, Shayatamwa, Narayab, Mawa, Karab, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, Kalnaya Samwa, Ashar, Amara, Nayarash, Lanawa, Ath, Nahawath, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Tharadapma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa, Wapathka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwanyawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabalawa, Ija Ai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabarawa, Wayadayawa, Kayatha, Shemka, Yahweh, Yabadka, Ayawan, Al-Karataza.
It's Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yashala may be no more remembrance. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They are hoping the children of Lot, Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, and to Sisir, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kason, with perish at Endor, that came at dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Horeb and like Zahir, yea, all their princes as Abah and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel and stumble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So, all right, with that being said, Yeshua mean have your seat in the Hebrew, Bible Kushah.
Shalom, Israel. We're going to pick up where we left off last week. We're going to start in the book of, I guess you blew that Bible. Oh, you gonna read out the stuff? Here, you use mine. The Blue Letter Bible, or the Tanakh, we are here. We're going to start in the book of Genesis, chapter. Oh, yeah. It's a headpiece? Yeah, we're going to start the book. We're in the book of Genesis right now, chapter 32. And we're going to start at verse 13 through 19. And see here. Feel free to follow along with us at home. We in the Old Testament, of course. If you got a Blue Letter Bible, go ahead and put the ancient or Syrian Hebrew in there. And you'll be better follow along with us. Can you read that, small friend? Here, try to use this right here. Hold on, let me get them straight. We have 32 to 13. Here you go. That's right better. 32 verse 13. You're going to read 7 verses. I'll tell you when to stop. From 32 and verse 13. You're going to read all down to 19 in the Hebrew. Oh, shit. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. You're going to do the English. Okay, no sweat. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 13. Wayalat, Sham, Bayalila Ah, Hahawa Ah, Wayakakwa, Man, Haba'a, Bayadawa, Manaka'a, Laashawa, Hakayawa, Azayam, Mahamayam, Wath, Wathawashayam, Asharayam, Rakalayam, Ma'athayam, Wayalayam, Asharayam, Gamalayam, Mayanayla Kwakwath, Wabanayaham, Shalashiam, Parawath, Arabayawam, Yum, Wagarayam, Ashera'ah, Athna'ah, Asherayam, Wayaram, Ashera'ah, Wayathan, Bayadad, Bayad, Abadayawa, Idar, Idar, Labadawa, Wayamar, Al, Abadawan, Abara, Lapanya, Rarak, Tashamawa, Bayan, Idar, Wabayan, Idara, so Idar, 17, stop at 19, okay. Raya Tazawa, Ath, Hawa Ashawan, La Amor, Kaya, Yapakashak, Aishar, Akaya, Wayalak, La Amor, Lam, Atha'a, Wanaha, Thalak, Walamaya, Hala'a, Lagadayak, Wahamath, Saki, Wahamarath, Labadak, Laya Iquab, Manaka'a, Awa'a, Shalawaka'a, La Danaya, La Shawa, Wa'ana'a, Gam, Hawa'a, Akainawa, Wayatazawa, Gam, Ath, Hashanaya, Gam, Ath, Hashalash, Slakia, Hashala, Shaya, Gam, Ath, Cow, Hahalakayam, Hakayaraya, Haidarayam, Lahamor, Kadabar, Haza'a, the Adabaran, Al, Ashawa, Bawa, Slakia, Bamataza Kam, Athwa, it's like a thun. Wa'amath, Slakia, Wa'amathium, Gam, Hana'a, Abadak, Yaiquab, Akaranawa, Kaya, Amor, Akapara'a, Ganawa, Manamaka'a, Haha, Lakath, Lapaniwa, Wakara, Khan, Ara'a, Ganayawa, Alawaya, Yasha'a, Ganaya. And you're going to start, I read verse 20. I went too far. So start at verse 13, read through 19 in English.
Genesis chapter 13. Genesis chapter 13. Yet you have said, I will deal bountifully.
32.
Genesis chapter 32, verse 13. And
next page. You see? Yeah, because you could. Look at that thing like.
Come. The water. And he lodged there that same night, and took of that which came to his head a present for Esau his brother.
Now remember, last week we went over the story of Jacob had left Laban, and the Lord had blessed Jacob with plentiful. You know what I'm saying? Him and his wife and his children, and him and Laban had made in a covenant. You know what I'm saying? How they was gonna conduct themselves moving forward, and in doing so, Jacob left out of that land, which the angel had came to him, told him to depart out of that land. So here it is, he's coming into his brother's land, and he's offering. You know, he already know there's contention between the two. So he had offered last week, went into what he thought, you know, what he can offer his brother for as a present to kind of ease the tension between the two. If you know the story about Esau and Jacob, you know how it all began with the tension between the two. And here it is that Jacob is about to attempt to present something to his brother Esau. All right, go ahead.
Verse 14, 200 she goats and 20 he goats, 200 eels and 20 rams, 30 milch camels with their colt, 40 kin, 10 bulls, 20 she asses, and 10 fowls.
Right. So with that being said, like this wasn't a light matter. You know what I'm saying? Jacob was giving, you know, Esau like a good. That's why the numbers in here, so you can consider like that. That was a pretty good portion. But it also showed how the Most High had blessed Jacob with plenty to offer over to his brother. All right, go ahead.
Verse 16, and he delivered them into the hand of his servants. Every drove by themselves.
Go ahead.
And said unto his servants, pass over before me, and put a space betwixt drove and drove.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that way you can, if y'all know how we think, we want to see like, oh man, you got me something else. You know what I'm saying? You see in the bulls, you see in the camels, you see in the she goats, you see in these things that are coming at you as you somebody presenting something to you. Just think about somebody giving you something like, oh, you got me the jacket. Oh, you got me the J's too. Oh my, what? Oh, you got the earrings. You know what I'm saying? Like you separating it. You know what I'm saying, Jacob? Like, and make sure you put space between it. All right, go ahead.
And he commanded the foremost, saying, when Esau my brother meeteth thee,
go ahead,
and asketh thee, saying, whose art thou, and whither goest thou?
Right.
And whose are these before thee?
Right. So imagine that somebody bringing you a pair of J's. You got the Nike socks. What other boots that they like? You know what I'm saying? Like some Prada boots or something. And you get your nice leather jacket. Not only you get the leather jacket, you get the t-shirt, matching boxes to go with it. Man, who is all this stuff, and who is it? Who bringing all this stuff? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Just put yourself in that type of mindset of somebody delivering you something. All right, go ahead.
Verse 18. Then thou shalt say.
This is what you should say to him when he asks you that. Go ahead.
They be thy servants, Jacob's.
Thy servants. Go ahead.
It is a present sent unto my lord Esau, and behold, also he is behind us. And as commanded he the second and the third, and all that followed the droves, saying, on this manner shall you speak unto Esau when you find him.
So he imagine this. Now you got drove after drove, meaning like that. There's when you talk about travel of livestock and agriculture, these are different parties, if I may, or different sections, a better way to put it. You understand? So imagine you get the Prada boots or the Converse or the Nike boots, you know what I'm saying, ACGs, whatever. You say, oh man, these things I'm going to deliver you by the hands of, you know what I'm saying, Salaki. Let's do it like this. Y'all remember at the Passover? And we when the brothers that was in the Hebrew Academy for each zone offered a gift to Commander Jenny Hunter, he was like, the first gift he got, they were like, oh man, it was the crossbow. And then you know what I'm saying, another gift was the shield. The next gift was the shotgun. And each gift, Captain Carr was like, this zone right here from the Atlanta Southeast region, sir, you know what I'm saying? This region with the California, you know what I'm saying, from the Midwest region. You know what I'm saying? He was saying like these things that these soldiers brought to you, you know what I'm saying, to offer as gifts, as presents to you are the one. And each time every time Commander General Hunter, go back and look at the video, Commander General Hunter look at it like, oh man, You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to say, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to present the idea of what it is. You know what I'm saying? So this is what Jacob was doing for his brother Esau. Right. And each time this gift or these droves would be presented, the servants were commanded by Jacob to say this to Esau, his brother. All right, go ahead.
Verse 20. Verse 20. And say ye moreover, behold, thy servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the present that goeth before him, and afterward I will see his face. Peradventure, he will accept of me.
Right. He said, so I'm offering you these things that you may accept me as your brother. Right. That's like a very, you know what I'm saying? That's a wise thing to do, knowing that if you don't understand that this, you know, the thing that they got going on with each other. All right.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, starting at verse 21. There we go. Watha Ibar, Hamanaka'a, Aya, Panawa'a, it's like Panyawa, Wahawa'a, Lana, Balayala, Hahawa'a, Bamanaka'a, Wayaquam, Balayala, Hawa'a, Wayaquaka, Ath, Shataya, Nashayawa'a, Wa'ath, Shataya, Shapakathwa, Shapakath, Yawa, Wa'ath, Akkad, Ishar, Yaladayawa, Wayabar, Ath, Ma'abar, Yabakwa, Wayakokwam, Wayabaram, Ath, Hanakal, Wayabar, Ath, Ashar, Lan, Wayawathar, Ya'ikwa, Labadawa, Wayabakwa, Ayash, Amawa, Aid, Ilawath, Haakar, Wayara'a, Kaya, La'a, Yakol, Lawa, Wayagai, Slakin, Bakad. Oh, that's Slakin, Bakap, Wayakwa, Wathakwai. Oh, Slakin, I dropped down, my bad, at the bottom. Yaikwa, Wabakoa, Amawa, 26. Wayamar, Shalakanaya, Kaya, Ilaha, Hashakar, Wayamar, La'a, Ashalaka, Kaya, Barakath Naya. All right, you start verse 20 through 21 through 26.
Okay. Genesis chapter 21. So went the present over before him, and himself lodged that night in the company. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants.
Go ahead.
And his 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok.
He took how many wives?
He
Two
took
wives. This is your culture. If you say you're an Israelite and you understand that you come out of the nation of Israel to even call yourself that, you have to know that you can have more than one wife. Right. Because this is where you come from. And Jacob had more than one wife. All right, go ahead.
Verse 23. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had.
Go ahead.
And Jacob was left alone. And there wrestled a man with until the breaking of the day.
He wrestled a what?
A man with until the breaking of the day.
Go ahead.
And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thighs. And the hollow of Jacob's thighs was out of joint.
It was what?
Out of joint.
So you mean to tell me he touched this brother's thigh, and because he touched his thigh, he knocked it out of joint. He broke his hip, if I may. Right? Go ahead.
And he wrestled with him.
And
he said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh."
For the what?
The day breaketh.
That what he said, right? Go ahead.
And he said, "I will not let thee go."
I will what?
I will not let
Jacob
thee go.
said, "I am not going to let you go." Go ahead.
Except thou bless me.
Now we know today, understanding this scripture, that this is when Jacob wrestled the angel for a blessing. And Jacob said, "I will not let you go until you bless me. You're going to give me something. Even though my hip sideways, hanging off backwards and everything, I ain't letting you go. We're going to stay here and go back and forth all day and night." You understand? And this is the spirit we have to have when we talk about doing the work of the work of the Lord, man. Sometimes you're going to have to wrestle. Sometimes it's going to hurt a little bit, but if you want that blessing, then you're going to have to go for it, all right? Go ahead.
That's it.
And
that's it. The book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 27 in Hebrew. Wayamar, Ayalawa, Ma'a, Shamada, Wayamar, Yaiquab, Wayamar, La'a, Yaiquab, Ya'amar, Irad, Shamak, Kaya, Yashara'al, Kaya, Sharayath, Aim, Alahayim, Wa'aim, Anashayam, Wathawakal, Wayasha'al, Yaiquab, Wayamor, Agaradaha, Na'a, Shamak, Wayamor, Lamaha, Za'a, Tasha'al, Lashamawa, Wayabarak, Athwa, Sham, Wayakwara'a, Yaiquab, Sham, Hamakwam, Gana Ya'al, Kaya, Wa'ayathya, Alahayim, Ganayam, Al, Panyam, it's like it, Panayam, Wathanata Za'al, Napashia, Wayazarak, Lawa, Hashemash, Kaishar, Ibar, Ath, Panawa'al, Wahawa'a, Tazalai, Isle, Yarakwa. I'm gonna stop at verse 1. Isle, Khan, La'a, Yakalawa, Banya, it's like it, yeah, Banya, Yasha'al, Ath, Garad, Hanasha'a, Ashar, Isle, Kapah, Hayarak, Aid, Hayawam, Haza'ah, Kaya, Napai, Bakap, Yarak, Yaiquab, Bagayad, Hanasha'ah. Next verse is verse 1. Wayasha'ah, Yaiquab, Yanawa, Wayara'ah, Wanaha, Aishawa, Ba'a, Wa'amar, Arabai, Mayawath, Ayash, Wayakataza, It's like Waya Katazal, Ath, Hala Dayam, Al, Laha'a, Wa'ala, Wakal, Wa'ala, Shathaya, Hashapakawath. There you go. You start back at verse 27 through verse 1.
Genesis 32 and 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed. And Jacob asked him,
His name shall be called what? Israel. Israel. Yeah, so this is, you come into the ISUPK, you do your time, you come here, become a new brother, become a new sister. And because Jacob fought and wrestled with an angel all night until he got that blessing, that's how you should look at when you get your name changed. You come into the school, you're going to have to wrestle something. Right. There are some things you just going to have to face, and you might have to go in day and night. It's a period of time, if I may. And in this period of time, you're going to prove yourself worthy of unworthy of having your name changed. That way you'll be no longer called Jonathan. That way you'll be no longer called Raheem. You get a new name. And the name be based on what it is you fought and the spirit that you fought with, meaning the zeal that you have. You'll be no longer called Keisha. Yeah.
right,
You'll no longer be called Alexis.
right.
You'll get a new name, but you're going to have to fight for it. You understand? This is not something that you'll be given. You're going to have to fight. And most important of all, we all have to continue to fight to make sure that the name that the Most High gives us, we continue to have that same zeal day in and day out. You don't get your name and stop thinking and start to think that, you know what I'm saying, the job is over with. You understand? Now you're going to take that zeal that you've exhibited over that period of time to prove that you're actually worthy of carrying that name. You understand? And the minute you stop, just think in your mind what you could go back to. The type of person that you were, the type of person that you were before the Most High changed your name. So we have to fight continuously. We all have to do it and constantly seek out the face of the Lord, man. Don't ever forget that. And this is that thing that we don't make things up in the UPK. We do the tradition, the ways of old. And we're proving to you that this is what we do. And that's why we say that the ISUPK is the home of the truth. And if you're not in the ISUPK, then you are not in the truth. Go ahead, Salaki.
And Jacob asked, verse 29, and Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel. For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved.
Go ahead.
And as he passed over Penuel, the sun rose up upon him, and he halted upon his thigh.
Go ahead.
Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow, will dwell with you, and we will become
32.
which is upon the hollow of thy thigh unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto the two handmaids.
All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, or chapter 32, and verse Shlaki. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 33, and verse 2. Wayasham, Ath, Hashapakawath, Wa'ath, Yalada, Yahan, Rashana'ah, Wa'ath, Slaki, Wa'ath, Laha'ah, Wayadalaha, Hakaranayam, Wa'ath, Rakal, Ra'ath, Wayasap, Hakaranayam, Waha'ah, Ibar, Lapanayaham, Wayashath Kawa, Rataza'ah, Shabai, Pamayam, Ide, Kashathwa, Ide, Hakayawa, Wayarataza, Aishwa, Lakwara Athwa, Wayakwab, Wayakaba Kwa'a, Wayapal, Isle, Taza Ara'a, Wayashakwa'a, Wayabakwa'a, it's like it, Wayabakwa, Wayasha'ah, Ath, Ayanawa, Wayara'a, Ath, Hanashayam, Wa'ath, Hayaladayam, Wa'amar, Maya, Laha, Alaha, Laka, Wa'amar, Hayaladayam, Ishar, Canaan, it's like it, Canaan, Alahayam, Ath, Abadak, got Wathka Shawa, Hashapakawath, Hana'ah, Wayalada Yan, Washathath Kayawan, Wathagash, Gam, Laha'ah, Wayalada'ah, Wayash Takaiwa, Wakar, Nagash, Yawasap, Rawakal, Wayashath Kawa, and Wayamar, Maya, Laka, Kal, Hamanakana'a, Haza'a, Ashar, Pagashathia, Wahamor, Lamataza'a, Khan, Ba'ayanaya, Adonaiah. All right, we're gonna start at from verse 2 through 8.
Come on. Genesis chapter 33, verse 2. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them and bowed himself unto the ground 7 times until he came near his brother. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him. And they wept. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the woman and the children and said, who are those with thee? And he said, the children with which God hath graciously given thy servant.
That's right.
Then the handmaidens came near.
Hold on. So like he said, the children which the Most High hath graciously given thy servant. If you have children, just know, like, yeah, they yours, but guess what gave them to you? Right. The Most High gave them to you. And guess what? Back then, they didn't need a doctor to tell you that. Right. If you have children in that womb, just know that the Most High has given you a child. The Most High is allowing you to have a child. You are the vessel that the woman is the vessel that the Most High allowed, you know what I'm saying, a child to come into this earth. That seed which comes from the man goes into the woman. But guess who gives the man the seed? The Most High. Guess who makes sure that gestation period of that woman goes through without any hiccups and that baby is made perfect? Regardless of whatever the doctor may tell you, that child is made perfect if it comes out of that womb. That is how the Lord wants it to come. Right? Jacob understood that. He said, the Most High gave me these kids. Yeah, I know they crazy. I know you see them swinging from these vines over here. They're hanging upside down, monkey, you know what I'm saying? Monkey, you know what they call them? The monkey balls. They just set my curtains on fire. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gave me these kids, man. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Then the handmaidens came near. They are their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. And he said, what meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, these are to find grace in the sight of my Lord.
All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 33, verse 9. Wayamar, Aishawa, Yash, Laya, Rabah, Hakaya, Yahaya. We got two more. Wayamar, Ya'ikwa, Al, Na'a, Na'a, Matazaathia, Khan, Ba'anayak, Wanakwakath, Manakathia, Mayadaya, Kaya, Al, Khan, Wa'ayath, Ra'ayathia, Panayak, Kara'ath, Panaya, Alahayim, Ratazanaya, Kwaka, Kaya, Ka'a, Ath, Barakathia, Ishar, Haba'ath, Laka, Kaya, Kananaya, Alahayim, Wakaya, Yash, Laya, Kal, Wayapatazar, Ban, Wayakakwa, Wayakwaka, Wayamar, Nasanai, Wanalaka, Wayalaka, Wala Sake, Lanaga, Wanalaga Sake, Lana Gadak, Wayamar, Alayawa, Adanaya, Yadai, Kaya, Haladayam, Rakayam, Wa'atazawan, Wa'abakwar, Alaya, Alayawath, Alaya, Wadayakawam, Yawam, Akkad, Wamathwa, Kal, Hataza'an, 14. Ya'ibor, Ka'a, Adanaya, Laganaya, Abadawa, Wa'ana, Athanahala, La Taya, La Ragal, Hathala Alaka, Ishar, Lapaniya, Wala Ragal, Hala Yada Haladyam Ishar Aba'a Al Adanaya Sha'inaya 15 Wayamar Ishawa Itazayaga Na'a Imak Man Ha'ain Ishar Athia Wayamar Lama'a Zaha Amataza'a Khan Ba'ai Nayana Adanaya. All right, you can go from 9 through 15.
Genesis chapter 9, chapter 32, verse 9. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself.
Nah, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm 12. You know what I'm saying? You keep whatever that you got. You know, I'm all right. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, Nay,
Nope.
I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thine sight, then receive my presence at my hand. For therefore I have seen thy face as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God hath dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. And he said unto him, my Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks are and herds are young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die.
See now, once again, are they with the scientists or anything like that? Nowadays, sisters have children. They be on what they call it, maternity leave or paternity leave or something like that. What they get? They get a week now? 2 weeks?
3, I think.
3 weeks at the most, a paid vacation leave after a woman gives birth to a child. And where you right back in there, you're lactating, trying to pump, putting the milk in the company refrigerator, you know what I'm saying? Jacob was saying, let these children rest, man. Just give them, just let us rest a little bit. Let us get everybody back to health. Let the cattle rest. They're young. You know what I'm saying? This is something that they needed and they understood back in the day. We understood how to say these things, and we wasn't overdriven or overburdened. We just spoke with I'm not gonna be able to do that because I have these things going on. That day that you can give me a little time of rest. And this is Jacob asking Esau, could you provide us that grace to let us have some rest instead of traveling? Okay, go ahead.
Verse 14. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servants, and I will lead on softly.
Right.
According as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure.
That's right.
Until I come unto my Lord unto Seir.
Go ahead out, man. Go ahead and do your thing. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna make sure that my children and the livestock and everybody's tore up. I'm on the way though. I'm right behind you. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And Esau said, let me know, let me now leave with these some of the flock that are with me. And he said, what needeth it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir.
All right. Verse 17.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 33, and verse 16. Wayashab Bayawam Hahawa'a Aishawa Ladara Kawa Shayara 17. Waya Aikwa Nasai Sakatha Wayaban Lawa Bayath Walama Kwanawa Aisha'a Sakath, Il, Khan, Quara, Sham, Hamakwam, Sakawath, Wayaba'a, Ya'aiqua, Shalom, Yara, Shakam, Ishar, Baharataza, Kana'ain, Baba Wa'a, Mapadan, Iram, Wayakan, Ath, Panaya, Ha'ayara, Wayakwan, Ath, Kalakwath, Hashada'a, Ishar, Nata'a, Sham, Ahalawa, Mayad, Manaya, Kamawa'a, Abaya, Shakam, Bamawa'a, Kwasha Yata'a, Kwasha Yata'a, verse 20. Wayatazab, Sham, Mazabak, Wayakwara'a, La'a, Al, Alahaya, Yasha'al, verse 1. Watha Taza'a, Dayana'a, Bath, La'a, Ishar, Yalada'a, Yala'aiqua, La'a, Lara'ath, Slakia, La'arath, Babanawath, Aharataza, Wayara'a, Atha'a, Shakam, Ban, Kamawara, Kakawa'a, Nashana'a, Aharataza, Warakwak, Atha'a, Wayashakab, Athaha, Wayana'a. And yep, start from Genesis 33 through 16 through verse 2.
Genesis chapter 33, verse 16. So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir, and Jacob journeyed to Succoth and built him an house and made booths for his cattle. Therefore, the name of the place is called Succoth. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. When he came from Padan Aram and pitched his tent before the city, and he brought a parcel of a field where he had spread his tent.
Now you got to remember that Jacob, when he's moving his entire family. You understand? And he's taking the women, the children. I mean, Salaki, the wives, the sons, the daughters, the cattle. He's taking everything with him. He's traveling. This is a brother that's on the road, moving to different cities. And if you know anything about Jacob, he was honoring the lineage of his father, which was who? Isaac.
Right.
Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. That's the lineage, and he kept the things that his fathers gave him. The scriptures say he feared his father. You understand? And the Most High. That's why he received the blessing that he received in the first place.
Right.
And as a brother, if you're leading your family, guess what? Your family are following what you stand for. Your family is following your rules because what you're teaching them. All right. So just keep that in mind. We go throughout Genesis. This is a brother who's traveling. He's taught his family to keep the same thing his fathers taught him.
Right.
All right. So he's traveling with his family. He's in the land of what? Canaan right now. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Where he spread his tent and in the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money.
Right. Go ahead.
And he erected there an altar and called it Eloh Israel. Verse 30, chapter 34.
What's that word in Hebrew? Can you put it that at the end of 20?
At the end of verse 20, we go back. I'm in the next chapter. End of verse 20 is.
I know Yasha'al is the one right before Yasha'al. What's that word in the Hebrew right there?
Elohi.
Elihilio.
Yeah, Elohi.
Yeah.
Elohi.
Yasha'al. All right, go ahead, Salaki.
You gonna stop at verse? You read verse 2?
Salaki.
Keep going.
20. Chapter 34, verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land.
Right. So once again, they're in the land of Canaan. And Leah, you know what I'm saying, her daughter, you know what I'm saying, Dana, you know what I'm saying, out there she want just like a daughter would. She go out there, she want to see what's going on in the land, you know what I'm saying, and just like young women, they like, oh, this is a pretty flower, you know, this is a nice tapestry, right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever that thing was, she just wanted to see the land, the mountains, the animals, the whatever that she was doing, because they was in they was in new land, and their father was traveling. All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor and Hivite.
The what?
The son of Hamor and Hivite.
And when Shechem, the son of a Hivite, if I'm not mistaken, that's a Hamitic, right? The Hivite is Hamitic nation, if I'm not mistaken, right? Go ahead.
Prince of the country.
Now, he was a prince. And once he seen her, go ahead.
Saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her.
Now, I think some of the I ain't gonna say that. If you're not in ISUPK, you don't know the truth, right? So while she was out looking at the land, you know what I'm saying? This Shechem seen her was a Hamite. And what do we know about that? These two different nations of people. Right. And we know there were different nations of people because at the time Jacob was where? In their land. He saw her, he took her, he lay with her, and he defiled her. You understand? Go ahead. Verse 3. That's it.
Verse 3. It's book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 3. Watadabak, Napashwa, Badaya Na'a, Bath, Ya'ikwa, Waya Ath, Hana'ir, Waya Debar, Aya, Labah, Hana'ir, Waya Mar, Shakam, Al, Kamawara, Abayawa, La Amor, Kwaka, Laya, Ath, Hayalada'a, Hazaath, La Asha'a, Waya Aikwa, Shamai, Kaya, Tama'a, Ath, Dayana'a, Bathwa, Waba Yawa, Hayawa, Ath, Makwaka, Nayawa, Bashada'a, Wa Karash, Ya'ikwa, Aid, Ba'am, Wayataza'a, Kamawara, Abaya, Shakam, Al, Ya'ikwa, Ladabar, Athawa, Wabanaya, Ya'ikwa, Ba'awa, Man, Hashada'a, Kashamai, Waya'a Tazabawa, Ha'ana Shayam, Wa, Slaki, Wayakar, Laham, Ma'ad, Kaya, Nabalawa, Aisha'a, Bayasha'al, Lashakab, Ath, Bath, Ya'aikwab, Wakan, La'ah, Ya'aisha'a, Wayadabar, Kamawa'ar, Atham, La'amor, Shakam, Banaya, Kashakakwa, Napashwa, Babathakam, Thanawa, Na'a, Atha'a, Lawa, Layasha'a, Wahathakath Nawa, Wa'ath Nawa, Banath Yakam, Tathanawa, Lanawa, Wa'ath, Banath Yanewa, the Kakwa, the Kwa Kaya, Kawa, Lakam, while, oh yeah, that's it, verse 9. Start from verse 3 to 9.
Come on. Genesis chapter 34, verse 3.
Now remember, before we go into this 3, now just remember this story. Jacob in the land of Canaan, that the daughter went out to see the land, and you know what I'm saying, this heathen saw, shook him, right? Go ahead.
Right. Verse 3. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. And he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel.
Right. And he spake kindly. You know, I think some of these Christians out here say that they he raped Dana. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This was not rape. This was an African pouring some of that native African talk. All of my nigga, my Nasia. The black chocolate woman, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know, what it's imagine the Africans saying, you know what I'm saying, whatever the thing the Africans say to black women here in America. You understand?
Right.
Black, Hispanic, Native Indian women here in America. Right. Oh, I will make you queen of my country. Right. I will give you houses and ornaments and necklaces and gold. Right. You know, I that's my best impression that I can do of a Hamite. Right. You know what I'm saying? The best I can get. But that's what he doing, right? The water, brother. So that what happened. So he loved Dana. You know what I'm saying? He spake kindly to her. He done hit her with the whatever the African, you know, I make the best fufu. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I'll make for you the palate of your choosing, my love. You know, like I don't know.
It's like coming to America.
Coming to God, yeah, Most High Christ. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it. Hakeem, yeah, Prince Hakeem, you know what I'm saying? So just think about that, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to put you in the picture of it. This is what he did, but you know, Hakeem loved, what was her name? If I'm not mistaken, her name was Rachel, wasn't it? In Coming to America. Oh, her name was it Diana? You sure? If y'all looking at it online, Baba Kushah, look it up and let me know what was the sister that played the part where Hakeem was trying to get with that sister in Coming to America, Baba Kushah. Y'all look it up. Go ahead, one.
And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this damsel to wife."
Now, can I have her to wife? She's so bad. She's so fine. I just gotta have her. And even at that time, they knew, like, wait a minute, this could be a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Lisa, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Lisa, there you go. You know what I'm saying? This Hamite done seen Lisa and he losing his mind. And you seen what you know what I'm saying, what Eddie Murphy was doing in that movie, man. They had him portraying as that African willing to do anything to get with her. You know what I'm saying? Lisa. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Salaki. But this, you know, but Shechem, you know what I'm saying, was struck by this damsel. So he goes to his father because he know, like, wait a minute, we got to make this thing right. Because I already, you know what I'm saying, I done took her, I done laid with her. She's my wife, and I didn't do what I'm supposed to do. So here he is trying to go back and trying to fix it. All right, go ahead.
And Jacob heard that he defiled Dinah, his daughter.
You did what to my daughter? Oh man, this is a big deal because once again, you didn't come to me as a man to lay with my daughter. Right. You went straight to her. Right. You know, yeah, you know exactly what you was doing. You laid it on thick, ain't that what they said? Right. Well, he said he what? He said he spake kindly to her. You know, he spitting that game to her. All of my kabata. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whatever that thing is. Oh, you look so sweet and beautiful. I don't know. It's like it. Go ahead.
Right. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with the cattle in the field.
Now, all right. So think about that. So what this is saying, there's a separation between, you know what I'm saying, the father and the sons. With the father, the sons were supposed to look out for the little sis. Right. Look out for my sister. So don't know, you know what I'm saying, don't nobody just up and just speak nice words to it and become, lay with her. All right, go ahead.
And Jacob held his peace until they were come.
He said, I'm gonna hold my peace till my boys get in here. All right, go ahead.
And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it.
Right on time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he done went to talk to Jacob. Hey man, my son, he done lost his damn mind, man. I know you came into my land. And remember, he gave him funds up front to protect his family too. So you knew the agreement that we had when we came into Canaan. Right. So here it is. So you don't completely bypass our agreement up front. Now you want to come back and talk to me about it. But my sons come out the field just in time. All right, go ahead.
And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it. And the men were grieved, and they were very wroth.
There was what?
Very wroth.
Go ahead.
Because he had wrote foully in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter.
In their father's name, man. Right. They came out because they're upset because you about to mess up my father's name and what? His household. Right. Could you imagine having a sister, you told her, hey, don't go down there messing with da-da-da-da-da. You know, them boys down there do such and such and such. Hey, look, we about to run to the store right quick. We'll be right back. And as soon as you walk out the damn door, guess what she do? She going right on down there. This y'all nice, y'all talk so nice, and here comes somebody, talking sweet to your sister, and she don't know no damn better. Right. Yeah, you look so beautiful, and she done fell for it. Right. Now you pissed off, and you got to go ahead and finish reading that Salakia.
Right. Which thing ought not be done.
Right. So, hey man, you know damn well you supposed to be laying with no Hamite. Right. What the hell wrong with you? You trying to turn my sister into a whore out here, man. You know what I'm saying? You just out here just giving up the skin to anybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? You just can't let. What's wrong with you? You know this what ought not to have happened. Right. You know where we come from? You know how we do things around here, Dana? Right. You gonna lay with him? Right. Look at him. Look at his feet. Right. Don't he smell funny to you? Is there anything out of the ordinary that you used to seeing when it come to Israel? You know you ought not have done that. Right. You see, this is Israel. You know how we do. Right. Come on, man. This finish reading that Salakia. I like this story.
And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give her to him as a wife.
Go ahead.
And make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall.
Verse 9. Now, if y'all stick with us, now this is one of the this is not just a story. This is our history book, if I may. You understand? But they break it down in a way that only we understand it. So that way we teach it, so that way y'all can understand what is happening in this book. Once again, when we go into another land, we're not supposed to make marriages with any other nations. Right. We're not supposed to lay down with heathen nations. And this is the thing that their brother was telling, and you know this thing should not have happened. But here it is, this Hamite trying to smooth things over. All right. All right. And with that, Amadium. So up on y'all with them. This time we're gonna stand and turn towards the east and say the prayers in the Hebrew and in English.
This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Walatuka, Taba'ah, Watazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baharataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathalanawa, Nakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kawabatinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawabatinawa, Wala'ah, Tabi'ayanawa, Banasai 1, Abba, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka.
Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. We forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
Check. The light's still on though. It's the prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Baba Kasha, Nathalanawa, Hakak, Larpa'ah, Kalmaka'al, Okamadawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarium, Hakak, Lahakwium, Hamathium, Hakak, Arakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Dawad Aman.
In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to clean the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it.
Prayer for blessings. Barakatah Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? Why Maka Allah? Why Alahayim? Watazaba Ya'ah? Alawap Yahana? Alawapia? Hasaranyam? Hakwatayanyam? Hakwayoyo? Why Agwathian? Yahweh? Why Shim Yahweh Shai? Wad Aman.
In English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Hunter, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121. Aisha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharium, Mahayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Waharataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, Kakaya, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makorai, Yasha'ar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'athka, Waba'athka, Mayatha, Wada'alam.
Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, for which comes my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yashala shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, for this time forth and need forevermore.
Psalms 83. Alahayam, Al-Dami Alaka, Al-Takarash, Al-Tashakwat, Kayahana, Al-Wabyaka, Yahweh Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Amakah, Yarmuah, Sawada, Wayatha, Yatazawa, Al-Tazapanwaka, Amaraa, Lakawa, Wakakiram, Magawaya, Wala Slakya, Wala Ayazakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Awada, Kaya, Nai Wataza, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Bariath, Yakarathwa, Alaha, Adawam, Wayashamai, Alahayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wayamam, Wayamalak, Palashath, Amyashabya, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labaya Lawat, Selah, Ashalaham, Kayamnu, Kayasara, Kayabian, Banakal, Washwan, Nashadmawa, Bayandayara, Hayawa, Daman, Lanama, Shayathamwa, Nada, Yatmawa, Kairab, Wazakabak, Wakazal Slakin, Wakazal, Mana'ai, Kanai Samwa, Ashar, Amara, Nayarash, Lanawa, Ath, Nayawath, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Ira Ira, Wakalabath, Talahat, Harayam, Kantar Datma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa, Wapathka, Dabahalam, Malahai, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabalawa, Aya'ai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabarawa, Wayadayawa, Kayatha, Shemka, Yahawa, Labatka, Al Yawan, Al Kaharataza.
Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They consulted Salaki and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yashala may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek, and the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They are hoping the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisir, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kason, with perish at Endor, that came as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Harel and like Zahir, yea, all their princes, as Abah and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as stumble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the fire setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right, men, go to thyself and prepare to salute the Torah. Sorry. Yeah. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak Yah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrak Yah.
All right, that concludes the Sabbath service. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Abadium, Barak, Yahweh Shem Shabbat. Sorry, we got sisters online. Sorry, turn face sisters online. Men of Israel, give one courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Mariam, Barak, Yahweh Yajamatah, class dismissed.